Yeah, what's up, AZ? What idea do you need, my friend? Just this, just a little bit. Yeah, you are. You made it. I just started this like a minute ago. Good man. All right. Pencil. What's up, Hammy? How are you? Doing all right? This drops. I'm gonna drop all this. Good. Are you feeling any better? Did you get some rest last night? This is exactly why you don't freaking model everything. This goes up. Bring this up too. Right there. Good. Good, 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 good. That's what we need. We need healthy Hammy. We need happy Hammy. Cuts. Had it right before. That was it. Don't overdo it. I know movement is good for recovery, but you know, it's timed properly, right? Good. Made a lot of mistakes with this I normally don't make, but you know, that's why we do this type of stuff. Shit. This is good practice, I tell you. No, it's raining here, and so Mom wanted to watch after him at home. So I'm not going to be here that much, that long today, I don't think. Miz, what's up, buddy? I didn't do the at everyone in SPM because I didn't want to annoy people. I did it yesterday, and I don't want to. I'll do it every once in a while for the stream. Delark, what's up, boy? Delark. I was very pleased last night. I was very pleased. We got our asses kicked and nobody complained. Very pleased, very pleased. We know what we need to be doing better with. Yeah. Yeah, we got them 3 times. 3 times. They technically should not have had the time if they were doing the raids. I pointed out last night. It's very amateur. That's amateur hour, man. I don't care what damage they put up. I don't care. It's that one button rotation they have going on and then they shit talk afterwards. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, it's actually, it's raining here. You know, I wouldn't blame people for not wanting to get their asses kicked like, shit, what am I doing? but I thought we handled it pretty good. What's this thing? Wow, that's actually huge. Yeah. Oh, really? It was, yeah. The first game was against Pokes. We did 4 games last night. I forgot about that. That first game, that was so boring. Um, yeah, but I'm the reason why I'm pleased. I mean, Miz and I talked about this. Is remember Stealth went south and capped IBT, then you got kicked out. The reason why I'm pleased is because I think everybody kept a cool head the whole time. Nobody was despairing. And also, I see potential for all of us. The play calls can be getting better. They do get better. Everybody was listening. Like, we all stacked. Second game, you weren't there, Delark, but everybody stacked together and was moving as a unit. Or rather, we had two different teams. I was leading one. Miz was leading the other one, and everybody moved and stopped when we did, and it was very easy to maneuver. And that doesn't just happen, right? So I'm like I said, I'm very pleased. Very pleased. Very pleased. Crane is mucho pleased. Get my touch back. I've lost the touch. This angle's wrong. What's that? Everyone responded very exactly. Yeah. Yeah, and it was just like a composition problem. It wasn't that the healers weren't playing well. Like, they were doing awesome. It's just we needed more. Miz, I can also heal. I know we need my calls, but Crystar can do that, and I'll keep him up. Especially if he's not healing, I'll heal him. It's something to, But that's the other thing is you don't always know who you're up against, and I do kind of need to. I don't know. I know. You're right. It's nice of BSG to take the time from their rating to play with us. We should send them a gift basket. I know. Right? One of us needs to call them out on that. I mean, I actually read it as rating. Would you write? Reading? Yeah, I read it as rating, oddly enough. Because that's the level of nerd that I've achieved, I guess, in my life. But to be that afraid of us, I mean, they're stacking. Whatever. I'm just going to let it go. I've been playing that game long enough to be able to look at the strategies and say, this whoever's leading is afraid, or they're not afraid. We can't war game, and we're very busy raiding and doing raided. Then they queue, stalk us all night on Monday with 60 people, which they didn't have to do. They could have exactly, they do stack. Yeah, I agree. And so, they didn't think of this. They didn't even wait. They could have waited a week, 2 or 3 weeks to come up against us. But they went immediately 3 times last night. 3 times. Right? Which I was hoping that would happen. Let's fix this. Yes. That's not a good look. I don't know if they I need to stop trying to get in their heads and break down and think about what they're thinking. I just don't know. It doesn't make sense to me, their train of thought. It just doesn't make sense, man. That's the dumbest move ever. And that's one thing to keep in mind if ever we get discouraged, is every single game we've gone up against them, every game, they have had more players than us, and we've beaten them before, right? And we get our asses kicked, but we don't give up. I can't stress how good that is. That's my thing. It's the mentality of not giving up. We don't. You could try challenging them again to a war game, Miz. This drops. I raised it up, I'm going to bring it back down. I'm doing such stupid shit in this drawing right now. Okay. That's a good move. That's a very good move, Miz. Just bring that back in. And the reason why, we're not malicious, but they're so mean. They're so mean. And so I don't mind saying what I say about them, right? They kind of need to be knocked down a peg or two. And that's going to happen. And it already kind of did with us beating them a couple weeks ago. And they can't take that stuff, man. They just pisses them off. And hey, if I was stacking the odds the way that they stack the odds, I'd be pissed off too. But we don't do that. We don't stack the odds like that. And you know, we unfortunately go up against pugs, and we try to get those games over quick, but we don't take pride in that. Yeah, you should. See, that's the difference between, like, I mean, our group, everybody has issues, but our group is actually, like, we don't try to farm pugs. We don't try to go, we don't play against them like that. We used to do that. You know, and that's not necessarily, that wasn't a good thing, but we've always tried to go against pre-mades. That's the difference. We always are aiming for the pre-mades. Here's this one. I mean, I would definitely call them out on that. Definitely call them out. It's this type of stuff. Man, I made everything like too big. I'm not going to spend forever on this drawing. This is not going to be a really good drawing. I'm just going to use it kind of as a warm-up, and then I'm going to use it as a warm-up. Shift these shapes down some. I made some pretty big errors, which the thing is stuff I can always correct. But I don't want to, that's not the point of this one. Just to get back in practice, this drops down really bad. This drops down some. Darken that shit. Let's get on our worst tunes we have and cue into the strongest pre-made we can. And they only had 10. It's too big. These people, man. Shower was TP or Keep Tower. It was TP, wasn't it TP? It was TP that they burned, which I think TP is the one they should be going after. Or because they can't recall, I would be going after one of either East or West. That's what I would do. I'd probably, in retrospect, because they asked, where do you want to go? And we said to choose. You said to choose. I think next time we get them down to East or West. Yeah, get people in the keep. Because those were stealth. They had already broken past. They could have gotten in the keep. I think next time, I think. Right? I mean, doesn't that make sense? I think that makes sense. This needs to drop. Because I dropped it before. Instead of choose, because I'm really, really, really trying to get the stealth team to stay grouped once they are grouped. Also, to be able to make those decisions. But, Delark, you have you can stealth and stuff, but what do you think? Like, so one of the conversations Miz and I were having was a lot of our strategies, they rely on essentially the stealth team, a strong stealth team. The problem we're having is not that players are bad. That's not it, and that's good, but it's the organization. It's making the plays. It's being preemptive when you're down there making decisions. Currently, it feels like our stealth team is fragmented as they go down and they get picked off by lesser numbers. That's what it feels like is happening. And so a lot of the strategies that Miz is calling, they fall through because of this. That's one of the problems we've been having. And I'm not trying to put it solely on the stealth team. It's just like there are a lot of areas we need to work on, and that's one of them. What are your thoughts? They're grouping up and traveling together in stealth, but I'm going to start saying for them to unstealth once they're grouped and mount up. And that's the type of thing that I wish that they could just figure out by themselves. Because it's situational, and you're going to need to, they have to be able to do this stuff. You can't micromanage everything. We know this. So they're in the field, they should unstealth if they're grouped. Right. Mm-hmm. See that. I just don't know, man. I mean, at some point they're going to have to get it. You know. No worries, man. It's all good. It's all good. I stream, I'm just messing around right now, and I stream at a time when it's inconvenient for most people who might want to watch. So I'll do this. Okay, so Delark, what I was saying was I want your opinion. What do you think? Miz and I were having a discussion this morning. Shut up, Zerk. It's probably true. I wouldn't blame him, to be honest with you. It's not. That's why I'm trying to speed up my work some. But the nature of this, and with myself, I always try to fix things up. And it takes a while. Sometimes you can't tell what I'm doing, but always kind of looks better at the end. But it's not fun always watching. This type of stuff here, you can't really tell on stream out. So I try to push it a little bit harder, but I should play a stealth class. Okay, but here's my thing. I don't mind playing a stealth class. Here's the question. Miz and I were having a conversation this morning. Our plays, okay, that the strategies that Miz calls, oftentimes it's misdirection. We're doing one thing over here to draw them away so that the stealth team can go south and capitalize. That's either burn a bunker, get a graveyard, kill people, draw them off a team fight, name it. What we need are people making plays. You can't just have people who are just simply good at their class. You have to have people who they work as a team, and when you send them south, you don't need to micromanage them. They do their jobs because you can't micromanage. You can micromanage, but it's going to be less efficient because people, the say improv is bad, but the reaction time and split-second decisions based on that. Val, thanks, man. It changes. You need to have people who are capable. This is not bashing our stealth team. It's just one of the things we need to work on is having people who, they know how to make plays as a team and lead the group, right? We need to have good leadership. It needs to be more organized, because right now what's happening, it seems like we send down, say, we'll just say five stealth, and they will get killed by lesser people. They'll get killed by 4 people or 5 people, but they need to be able to kill 7. We need to capitalize. We need to draw more off than we're sending down. And if they're organized and move as a unit, right? Exactly, Ms. That's exactly, you're absolutely right. But the proof is in the pudding, because a lot of the times we're not hearing calls. They're running down spread out, and then they're just dying, and they oftentimes die to lesser people. And this has happened a lot. So what are your thoughts? Like, how would you handle that, Delark? That's my question. How did you figure that out? Huh, interesting. Anyway, it's what happens when I stop drawing for a second, right? Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, what I just said? We need them to be more effective, but we're trying to figure out how we can do that. We need to find maybe a stealth leader. What can they do to become more efficient and actually make plays, capitalize? Not just individual numbers, not looking at the charts afterwards, but actually accomplishing a burn in the tower, killing people. That's one of the things we're having problems with right now, is that we just don't have that. You know. Well, the thing is, Ms., I was talking with with Xerxes last night. Every time he or I try to fill a gap, another one's left open. And we like with Delark, actually we're discussing what would be the best thing for you, Delark, would be to either go rogue or druid. But if you go druid, we can still talk shit about him. I'm very open about it, and he kind of expects it at this point, so say whatever you want. Is that a secret? Crockett. How you doing, girl? No stealthy healers? That's it, yeah. Then we need more. That's one, right? So again, this isn't to bash. This is 100% trying to be productive and like learn. This is why maybe I'm a sucker for punishment or whatever, but this is why I like going up against harder teams. This is stuff like it makes you think. It'd be boring if we won everything. It really would. We used to. Wasn't that fun? Unless it's like a challenge, but it wasn't really a challenge after a while. Fire Mage is good, isn't it? Almost dropped my phone. Yeah, I think Monk is too OP for you to swap back Druid at the moment. You mean for healing? Delark. Yeah. Shit. Mm-hmm. If the stealth team is a lot of boomkins, they can all run Protector of the Growth, PvP talent, and that's like having another healer. Good for small battles, it heals. That our melee push was ineffective without a regular overly stacked heal team. Shouldn't be part of the stealth group. Yeah, boomkins, they need to, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, just because they can go invis doesn't make them effective. And the boomkin, that's not the way to do it. Is you have to have, go feral probably, or a guardian. That would be powerful if you had a guardian. Shit, I keep on doing the same thing. Why do I keep doing this? I probably messed that up. If we're outmatched by their team fight, boomkins can stealth to field, group up with smaller stealthies, and be effective. We have surge heals and KD on guardian. I think the problem comes especially when you're stacking in a tower. Yeah. Well, again, and we discussed this, the other thing is that we are casual and we don't require people go on specific tunes all the time. We can encourage, but that does run to our a disadvantage over time because it's like we want to be casual, but at the same time we want to win. But to win, you can't always be casual, so they kind of conflict with each other. But, I mean, there's probably ways around that. The boomies are great for the team fights, though. That's the thing. But here's the thing. If I do that, then who's going to lead the team fight? Be rude who? For real or good? That is the only answer I can give to your question without being rude. Yeah, no, be rude. I missed that last part. That's why we're asking you. And again, I'm prefacing this with, I'm actually very pleased with everybody, but we all need to improve. And I wouldn't be wasting my breath right now if I didn't think we could improve. Because frankly, I had lost my patience with pre-mades in general when we came back. And I wouldn't be wasting my time right now. Like, I wouldn't be talking about it if I thought it was a waste. I think we have potential, so it's more of a compliment. I've been very pleased with how everybody's playing. I really am. But we do need to improve. We need to figure this stuff out. You need to be frank with this stuff too. So you're saying go on a guardian druid. For me? Katie? Cookout. Balls. Sack. No way. I did that good. He's 70 already. I'm 70. I just need to get the honor gear up and know how to play him. But that's the thing. I have to learn how to play. Custom ball in that game. Blizzard should take that note. You're talking about the succubus costume? That's pretty hot. They should, and I agree 100%. We were talking about this. That's an issue. Sounds so shallow, but yeah, I agree. And you could still lead side team on a rogue, and Crystar can target call in the main fight. Here's the thing, though. Like, so it's not just the target calling. If we're running melee, you're going to lose a melee, number one. But if we're running melee, yes, Delark, exactly. You're correct. But also, not just skilled, but they make they make plays. They're playmakers. Syson might be able to lead the stealth team. But here's the thing. In regards to the team fight, whoever leads it needs to know when exactly to push and needs to take up that cross of getting people to push. Because half of our team sits back and they wait for everybody else to push. And the opportunity is quick. Like, you can't wait 5-10 seconds sometimes. Like SPGY, we had that, but our team was too tentative. I don't care about roots and snares because I was watching everything go on. Like, every time I do this, I watch. And maybe I'll record my game and you'll actually see me. Maybe I don't know. Like, whoever, it's not just about getting on the target, right? It's about it's pumping, like Deacon's good at this, pumping the team up and getting them aggressive so they actually push in. That's what we need. We don't have that. Like, sometimes, we had that once or twice, and when it worked, like, I mean, when we did it, it worked. And everybody was shocked. But we're not aggressive enough. Like, most of our team, or I would say probably half to a third of the team, sit back and they say, well, I'm healing, I just sit in the back, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm arranged, or I'm cloth, or whatever, they just sit in the back. And then half our team dies, and they're like, well, see, that didn't work. Bad call. Bullshit. Oh, I'm not arguing against the skilled DPS. I agree 100%. I agree 100%. But you need to have both. You have to have both. And I'm speaking in regards to, you know this, like we've talked about this. I'm speaking in regards, I hate what I've done with this back. It looks horrible even on stream. I'm speaking in regards to whoever leads the team fight if I'm not there. Yeah, Delark's right. But it's like I said, it's not just people who can put numbers up. It's about people who make plays as well. Now, team fight, it is a lot about numbers, but you also need people like I was talking to Miz about this. We had a group, Danda, and he had a small group of people. There was about 6 or 7 of them, and they moved as a unit around the map, and you knew that if they went into an area, they would most likely come out on top, and if not, they would make a call. And that's what we need against a team like this. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is. It is. Go on. We keep the other melee as melee, so we still have a solid group of rets for a push. Other melee as melee, so we still have a solid group of... Yeah. We still have Sizen, Rager, and Hats. Some melee. We could. We do need to... We need to keep the melee. You know this, Miz. He and I discussed a lot of this. I'm not preaching to him. But we need to keep the melee because that's what I think is going to do it with this because, but it's a matter of organizing it and getting people like aggressive. That's what we need. And this was my fault. I didn't coordinate our burst last night. It would. But Zerg's, when he's on his warrior, he really does a good job helping me to push. Like, it's been successful with that. And if we still have, like, I'll play whatever. I didn't touch the mage though this week, I don't think, which is not a big deal. I can get him up easily. I'm doing this so poorly today, man. We need practice. Shit, that was too dark. I didn't mean to do that. Making a lot of mistakes. I'm gonna sharpen this. Is we need somebody to lead the stealth team. I don't think I'm the right person for it. I mean, I can lead a team, but I'm not a stealth player. I still think that I should be. My gut is telling me I should still stay on my ret or warrior. Those are the two. Fire mage, yeah, fire mage would be good. So we have Njinji. I'm going to try to get him going with this stuff, right? He can be good when we activate him. Me too, Zerx. Yeah, me too. Too many tanks lowers overall damage output. You live longer, but you don't kill anything. I think mentally that's our best bet. We double grip the ego players. It will hit them bad. That's a very good point. We don't exceed 3, do we? Do we exceed 3? Yes. Guardian Druids just waste everyone's time anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, Hammy. Sorry to hear that. If you do the 3 Guardians and a couple of Blood DKs, most matches, a couple tanks for disruption and take a beating, push the taunt. PvP talents provide damage boost. Taking is useful, but yeah, too many tanks is bad. Yeah, apparently Blood has been doing a lot of damage and will again once people get the right gear for it. Is that like a set thing? All right, Hammy, go rest. I'm sorry you feel bad. See the Quimmy post in RR or whoever's Discord, but I've been holding back telling him. What happened? I don't know what happened there. But I mean, how many Death Knights would you think? There's some helmets that make people take damage when they're near the Death Knight or something. There's some helmet that makes people take damage. Oh, I see. Would you say at least 2 Death Knights, right? For the double grip. You could probably get away with 3, and then the rest Paladins. Really? What is that? Never heard of this. Do tell. This is bad shading. Do tell. They're the ass who does and nothing but try to pull the Alliance boss into the basement and solo her all day long. I already like this person. At least 2 Death Knights, preferably only 1 blood. Probably 1 blood. Okay, wait. It's 2 DKs, preferably only 1 blood. Probably 1 blood DK, the rest unholy. The taunting thing is a PvP talent. Yeah, because the blood DK could be the one closest up and the rest of us are kind of behind. Zerx, tab target is picking up pets again, and I have it set in the in the options menu to not do that. So I don't know if they broke it or not, or if there's an add-on or a macro we could use. But I need some help with that. I'm going to figure that out probably later tonight. Try to at least. So I was getting on too many pets, I couldn't help it. I was having to like actually manually click. The top thing is script into Warlock Rift. Huh. So you have to dedicate a defense at the boss the entire match. I see him on Quimmy, who's... I see, yeah. With a pompous name. What do you want it to be called? Suck my DK. Probably an add-on. Like, yeah, I think there should be an add-on. I had one before, but it's weird. I don't know if it worked or not. Held for racism. Swipe to allow or deny. Allow. There we go. You're welcome. We're not snowflakes here. Mad because crined. I like that too. That's pretty good. Strong crin. This is so stupid. See, this is, I would say it makes me draw better, but I think I'm actually not doing too good right now. Backdraft boy. These are good. Y'all are, I'm impressed with how quickly y'all came up with those names. I was expecting like it not to. Yeah, that's pretty good. Coquette. Backdraft boy. This is making me want to play, guys. Mind games. This is true. There is an add-on that I used to have in PvP, targets enemy players, but in PvE, it targets NPCs. Can you find that for me? And I had one too, and maybe I need to reinstall it. Maybe it got uninstalled or something, because it was an issue last night. And it's not a shock. This stuff kind of always happens. If you're a marksman hunter, you probably hold your pencil with your fist. I can't get that out of my head, Sergs. Okay, Coquette, sounds good. You're lurking. Shadow Force, what's up, brother? Surge, all right, man. Good to have you here. That Shadow Force too. That's an awesome Twitch name. Yeah, Serge, we need somebody to lead the stealth team and like organize them, because we've been underperforming there. We need more organization. That's what we were talking about, because a lot of our strategies hinge on the stealth team doing something, and it seems like we evaporate with lesser numbers down there. Like when they have lesser numbers, that's what it feels like. And why not? Why wouldn't you be good? You're just not comfortable doing it, or I'm gonna bring the butt crack up. Bring this up. That was actually okay. Yeah, that did come up some. Always get the butt crack right. I don't think I'd make good calls. You all understand AV a lot more than I do. The reason why is because we Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but when you are put in the situation, um, you'll start learning what to do. Otherwise, if you're always just following, you're not going to learn as quickly. That's how I learned, at least. I don't know how Miz, how did you learn? I mean, he's always been kind of into the strategy. My brother explained a lot to me in the beginning. I always have to have stuff explained, but then when I start doing it, once I get that foothold, then I actually get a little bit more creative with it. But it is hard, and I don't blame you for not wanting to do it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I don't want you to feel uncomfortable either, because, I want you to have fun. But we do need your help. We need your help deciding, like, if you don't want to do it, who can. Um, yeah, it's trial and error. I can play instead of tank to mage. What mage? Chamois, paladin, evoker, priest, DK, and hunter. You're leveling. That's actually a very good. What are you best on, Serge? If everyone play non-tank but one person, I would choose you to play guardian. Druid, priest, mage. Did you say what your mage is? Is it fire, frost, or you just switch it up? Yes. When you activate his brain, frost or arcane. Okay, it's good to know. Good stuff, man. What's that in regards to, Delark? There you go, bitch. Yeah, we just need like that one person to lead and to make it efficient, right? You're right. That's what we're trying to figure out. Son of a bitch. Surge Heals is going to quietly slip out of this chat, Miz. And then out of SBM. He'll slowly fade into the shadows. Yeah. What does Tyrannica play again? Because they're new with us. I'm not used to them. Oh yeah, that's right. Disc. He was saying how the sustained damage is hard over time. The thing is, we don't really need back caps right now against them. They're not really back capping anything, right? Our main thing is what we're trying to do is figure out freaking like how to. It's my massive bicep blocking this. It's mainly the stealth team. Doesn't it feel like we're trying to crack the code to like something with this? We've been racking our brains for a very long time, Miz. It boils down to just having somebody who can lead that team. Because what's happening is we're playing hot potato with the players who are active, and every time we try to fill a void with those players, they leave a void themselves that then we have to try to fill again. We come to the same conclusion. We need them back at that place. Like, they're working. Like, Delark is good on his Boomkin, right? Surge Heals is good on his Guardian Druid. It's just like this. It's overmodeled. It's like a riddle, and we've racked our brains with it. And I feel like the solution's simpler than we're making it. Steer. There's no way. There's no way that he's ever going to play one tune. He has like 50. And most of the time he's in my group when we're queuing up. And the funny thing is, I know it's him because the person who asked me to play, I don't know their name. Because it's one of his alts and it's always him. He's a good player. You know what I like about him? He was one of the few people who laughed in SPM when Zerx and I were walling off our team. He thought it was hilarious. I was like, good man. He's a 5-star Boomy. Really? Oh yeah, I remember that. Y'all were talking about that. This is sagging down. What the hell is wrong with me? I never make saggy butt. If y'all see me working on the ass, it's because I've given up everywhere else. I kind of just go back to the ass when I don't have stamina to... That is hilarious, actually. That's epic, actually. I like that. That's a great move. I love that. That is epic. I wish that I was there. That's not a smart move to rage whisper somebody as a leader. You're kind of giving them evidence against you. This has happened to me before, by the way, but I normally keep it quiet, except I tell you. They essentially give you photographic proof of their stupidity. And despite, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? How am I making such horrible mistakes? Literally, this should be... This should be in. Let's cut it in. Let's cut this back. This falls back. This is here. This should be here. I'll change it. I might have scarred the paper, but you know what? This is nature of the work, nature of the beast. There. Cut that in. This. So just a little bit. And then this comes over. This is here. This is here. And then this is going to be over here. How many times have I moved this over? I guess it's good practice. Get on stream with 10 people who are willing to do this. We pretend like we're queuing, pretend like it's all regular SPMAV night, right? We don't get, I was gonna say we get Coquette involved because that's how they figure it out. We sit in disc and say, pop, no pop, everyone drop, bad queue, okay, go on. Go on. This. Step down, picking this up. Can't just move one side, otherwise the whole arm's going to look wrong. Soften this. And then I'm going to go back into it. That actually worked. Huh. For like 3 hours, yes, with Coquette involved. They're trying to bring 80 people to queue snipe us, but they are wasting all their time, and we just like play StarCraft 2 and chat while we do it. Well, do they have us on BTAG? Because they'll see that. If not, I am all for that, to be honest with you. This is actually better now. Kryn is pleased. Ms. I think that's a brilliant idea. I'll play Baldur's Gate 3 because that's what I want to do. Have to bring a select willing crew who doesn't have them on battle tag. Would we need, well, Coquette needs to be in stream, right? Which means we need to have her, like, visually she needs to be in a group, correct? So somebody needs to be playing. Have 5, we pretend we have like 5 group leads and 25 people. Yeah. Have it said loud and clear over stream and community chat that we are getting mercenary buffs, but have nobody actually get it. What we can do, yeah, 5 people. What we can do also is if somebody has them on battle tag, they can be in offline mode, but they can see if they're getting pops, or perhaps if there's a way to know that they're getting pops, and so then we can fake take it. We can say, okay, everybody take this. And so then if they've all popped at the same time, they all take it and they get into a match against pugs. Like we could, it could go both ways. It's like, as much as I don't mind people Q stalking us, it would be fun to troll them. I am 100% for this. I think that's a brilliant idea. Good job. It is funny stuff, man. Would be brilliant. Right. And then we're just quiet. We're just talking about things. If they're listening in, we could also troll the hell out of them. Right? I think we could. This is probably very wrong. Fuck. Actually, that goes down some. Okay. It's the reason I repeat certain things on stream when Coquette is streaming. Like, I talk a lot about how Hydra farmed better in some other things. So I want to recraft. And so I do remember you said that. And last night they tried to farm us a lot. I don't know if there was any correlation between the two. I'll just keep on dropping my phone. There's a reason. So if I want to recraft my PvP boots, I have to find someone right, yeah. No, you can, Zerx. I think you can. Delark might know, but I'm pretty sure you can. Could you not? The other night, you put it in that slot, you can upgrade it, you can have somebody work. That's the whole point of the system, right? So they heard us call them out for not, I mean, I'm the last person to listen. I always ask you and Val about this. Xavier would know. Out for not wargaming us while they sat in queue, stalked us. I think that was by design too, because I knew they were listening to us. I think the precog is on. That's why I repeated it about 3 times last night. The precog is not in the regular gear. That's, you still have to craft that, correct? Has boots that every time I CC or interrupt, I get main stat. That's huge. That's actually OP. Yeah, that makes sense, Miz. Let's personal order go up. Huh. If you're gonna listen, we may as well tell them. I mean, it's true. We're not making stuff up. That's what happened. And again, look, here's my thing, Miz. Personally, I am fine if somebody doesn't want to wargame us. But don't talk shit and act like an idiot to people, you know? And come down on people for, you know, avoiding you, or, like, I don't think it's right that pre-mades avoid pre-mades. But at the same time, don't come down on people if you yourself are going to turn down a war game. If you're talking shit, saying how good you are, but yet you don't want to go in with even numbers, that's very telling. You know, they can do it. It's a stupid game, but I mean, it's pretty weak. No, I'm not gonna. I need to be smart. Damn it! I hate being smart. Doesn't feel good. Hurts. Just want to be dumb. That's why I got you guys on, so I can talk AV. I don't want to have to think. AV, you have to think quite a bit. Turns out. They 100% should wargame us or the scum. Plus, I heard they smell funny too. Damn right, Val. Good intro, by the way. Sharpen my pencil. You know, they have some good players, and not everybody talks that shit. But I mean, yeah, there's a couple people who are just assholes to other people. My whole purpose on the forums is I don't care about any of this stuff. I really don't. Just trying to make people laugh, and then eventually I start getting banned for it, which is not good. You know, I really hate what I've done with this bag. Let me go back up to it. I should be working. That looks so bad. Oh my gosh. That's kind of how she looks though. Yeah. Right, but like, don't. I just don't like how mean they are. They're mean. They're so mean. Here's another thing. I've stood up for forums twice. Tank. Right? Twice. And each time I have been reported for harassing him. Probably by the same person who is actually harassing him. And I have gotten suspended both times for it. Twice. Agreed, Miz. I agree. Me agree with Miz. Oh, I made that too dark up top. Let's see if darkening this down here helps. me so miss SPM. Search Hill sort of AFK for a bit, but no answer to answer you, Zerx. Yes, you can only send a recraft as a personal order, so you need to find someone. That's rough. So back when I was in TBT, we used to have group leaders assigned to specific things. For example, Delark's group back cap, and Mrs. Group go graveyard, and so on. When forming groups, let people sign up with the leader and job they want to do for that game. It's one way of doing it. We just need the leaders for it. We need people who are vocal. That's what we're having problems with. This is going to screw it up, I know. This piece comes on. Spend too much time on it. Thanks. I think I found someone stupid. Source. It's an idea you can try for having multiple group leaders in the same voice channel without it getting cluttered. Is that the priority speaker? If so, it does not work. I already tried that when our group got out of control shortly before I quit. Let's go back up with the fish face. How am I so far freaking off with this? You dumb. Oh, I don't remember. Are there different ways to set it up? I think I had it set where the admins were the priority speaker. You set them as priority speaker. This is stupid, man. Take this off. Draw. But for it to work, the admins have to have a separate key bind they use in Discord that turns it on and off. So it's basically like push to talk, but only when you want to use priority speaker. I did not know that. Maybe that's why it didn't work, because I said this thing doesn't work at all. That's it. Okay. Well, we can try that. It hasn't come to that yet. Fortunately. Bitch. Fish face. This comes up. I'm just saying, if we start setting up multiple groups or divisions for separate tasks, the task leaders could have prior speaker to clear up random chatter. With a gym slot. Oh my gosh. On what? Your warrior? I'm guessing the warrior? Arms? Dude, that's huge. That's what she said. Yes, good. Did you get mastery? If it's mastery, was it the right stats? We unlocked 3 slots with that. We played the shit out of them. Or when you raided, had a healer, melee, tank leader. No, sorry. Healer, leader, tank leader. Yeah. So my thing is, I would be hesitant to put too many people leading at the same time. We need to go one step at a time. That's what I would say. But we can do whatever. We do. Look, we just need somebody to lead the freaking stealth team. That's it. Yeah. We just need a freaking stealth team caller. We need bitches. I drew the line in, then I erased it. That's smart. Look at that shit. Yes. Just like that. Let's do this. That's my phone, guys. Sorry, I have to keep my phone on. It's not y'all's. Son of a bitch. Dismiss. Give me a second. I might have to take this. 1 second. Hello? Telemarketers. Okay, back. Yeah, we should. Get Cry to lead, though, too. Obviously, that's something we need to remember to do. I always have to go over these lines so many times until they're right. Get better at this. Assuming they don't evaporate, yeah, that should work. That should work. I mean, I think the plans are good. We just need to get our execution right. Go on, Serge. I want to hear what you have to say about that. Okay. They keep one person in a tower at almost all times, and a monk at Galv. Yeah. Or just all marksmen lined up. Yeah, it's human centipede. They do this. This is correct. They do that. Might be too big. Comes down. Plus IBT and TP, you need someone who can CC the elite. And honestly, we should. So when we have the gear, we should be able to kill them quicker, because they don't scale up. Blizzard doesn't scale the NPCs up. But right now, that is the case. Honestly, we should be able to capitalize on that by wiping their lightened up team fight, if they have 5 players just chilling on defense, notice last game, Cinco was moving between IBGY and Galv, and then of course they keep, and when he came across me, I should have brought my group back. Instead I pushed in, we got wiped. And so that was on me. Of course, see, we learn. 100 at least a choke. Honestly, we should take that info to heart because it means we really, really need to improve team fight and damage. And let's put that into perspective. 100% I agree, but we have. We're getting better. We are getting better with that. Just last night, we just didn't have as many healers as we needed. And probably the damage too, in addition. Even if we had the heals, I bet you that our damage would be subpar. But we're outnumbered significantly. This is a team that stacks every advantage that they can and talk shit. They talk shit about it. That's what we're up against. You talked about with the stealth flanking, it would throw them off since they are planning for stealth caps too much. The pumpers won't be defending, they will be in team fight. So supposed to leave Galv and do that. I just forgot to say it last second. Oh, to leave Ball and do that. Surge, you're kind of working against your own argument that you don't understand AV well enough to lead, my friend. You might want to back off some. If you're not too careful, we're going to have you running that stealth team. That fades off. That's atmosphere. If that's the case, they are kind of exposed by themselves, and our small stealth team of like 3 should just hunt them for a while. Yeah, but it's still 5 less bodies in the team fight, Yellow Arc. We should win a team fight with the Graveyard at our back, 40 v 35, assuming the Pugs are following us, right? We should be able to hold our side of the field if they're committing to defense. Should have just swapped out. DJL does the same things, we just destroy their team fight. DJL leaves 500s on defense minimum, so their team fight is light. See, the thing is they can afford it because they have those extra people, and they're built the team fights. They're built for the team fight. It's not bad. We should win that fight, like you said, but we aren't at the moment. That's what I'm saying. And in that idea, there wouldn't be a stealth team to lead. We should flank and knock them until our melee team fight. Every time I look at this screen, then I can't, like my eyes don't focus on this. Oh, this darkens here actually. Pause. Whatever. Face. Face! I'm not going to be streaming for much longer, guys. A couple more minutes. Miz, I'll see you, buddy. We'll continue racking our brains about this later. So this is how I imagine you singing. This is you and Val doing a duo. Bitch. Said I was gonna bring that shit down. I saw we start running scouts. Say we start running scouts. We'll see our scouts, and it'll be a game of chicken on who brings in the rest of the team. I think we have some good ideas, guys. Shit. You would, man. It's hard to hear the music. It is set low. Why is it so low? Here we go. That might be too loud, maybe. This is your song, though. This is you and Val doing a duo. That was a stupid move. We'll fix that easily, however. All I do is correct what I've done, that's it. Put a line down, it's wrong, and then I correct it for like 5 hours. I lost a lot of my subtlety. Needs to change. Drawing have you done that has required the greatest investment of your time? That's a very good question. Drawing? The longest I've spent on a drawing has been about 3 months for a single drawing, and it was maybe 3.5 months. It was a these here I can spend. This is actually quick. It was a charcoal drawing done of, oh, I have it. I forgot that I have this. I think it's this. It's either this or one other, which I also have. Let me show you. Oh, got it. And the reason being is I was learning. Let me do this. Let me do this. We're gonna do this. Since I'm gonna probably end the stream in a second. I'll get the main camera on it. Okay, give me a second here. I just have to make sure not to get that nude photograph in there that I'm going off of. Which it's blurred out, it should be fine. Okay. All right, we're gonna lose main camera just for a second. Oh, perfect. This is it. Okay, this one right here. Let me get this back some. I've done this before, man. There we go. Okay. Whoops. That is it. I need to get this in. Ball sack. Oh shit, it goes like that, that's why. It's weird. There we go. And yeah, let me get this over. This, and then, let's see if that, this one, and then let me change the filter on this. I always have to, this one. There you go. That's it. This one, yeah, this one took me a while because when you're training, you have to, you really have to, I mean, it takes a long time, right? Now, this I could get done much quicker now. As far as paintings are concerned, there was one painting that took 5 years for me to do. It was a wedding feast of Cana for a friend, and it was 30 figures, and it was another learning experience. I had never done a multi-figurative scene, and that one's not particularly great. It's a good painting, but it's not great. And that I did totally by myself. This one was with the help of my teachers critiquing me and such. Now, however, I can get this probably in a couple weeks if I want, and obviously this was from a live model, and that really helped. So these pencil drawings right here that I'm doing, they're just, obviously they're quicker drawings. Normally, like on average, if you have a live model up, we'd have like 2-hour sessions or 3 hours. You could have 3-hour sessions. What happened to the Our Lady of Sorrow was the one you played? Hey, that's a good question. I just haven't followed through with it. But I should do that. I really should do that one. I should. I kind of been wanting to do something like that. That type of stuff I've done the work for, and I'll pick back up. But I think at the time I had like other commissions, and so that drew me away. But I need to do that. I just haven't done that. So yeah, it's the nature of the work. It takes a while. Yeah, that I need somebody to pay for that one. Like, that's the type of thing that I need to go to a priest. I think in some parts of the country you can do that, like where I'm at. It's just not here. Like, they don't really want the work. And yeah, so essentially this was Our Lady of Sorrows. She was standing there, and what was it? Yeah, she was observing the crucifixion, but he hadn't been crucified yet. He had fallen down. He had just made it up. Jesus had just made it up top, but it's like centurions, and it was just like very violent, and just, I wanted to make it like almost a dreamlike painting, just like very brutal. There's blood. No church would ever put this in there. I mean, so maybe that's something that I just need to get done around what I do. So I essentially probably need to get some, I can model for a lot of that stuff, centurions. In fact, that's how I do a lot of the modeling. These things take a lot of time. That's the thing. This craft, it takes so much time to do stuff that the average person has no idea, and it's hard to sell that. So unless you have somebody who has a lot of money, who knows about art, who's like, do whatever you want, which that's just like a dream state right there. I mean, because I would love to do a painting like that. It's just like, it takes so much time to do. It took me once 1.5 years to do a painting for a church, and I was getting paid for it. They undercut me big time because they just don't want to pay money for it. And I'm not saying everybody, but the situation, it would have frustrated y'all if you heard the details, which I'm not going to go into. But I'm not the best salesman with this stuff. It kind of holds me back. I'm decent at what I do. Technically, I'm decent, but shit, that head is wrong still. Whatever. Guys, yeah, same with crochet. You'll never ever get materials minimum wage for a project. Yeah, it's just, it's like, at some point, I know there's GoFundMe, I know there's Patreon pages and stuff, but I want to be able to just do good work for people, and it's not that I want to get paid like extra for it, but they're expensive. The paintings, they're very expensive because they take time. They take a lot of time. Even if you're just cruising through, they take a lot of time, this stuff. And that's one of the problems that I have is how do you sell that? You know, most people aren't used to paintings being that expensive. They're not used to this type of work. A lot of people don't know this type of work can be done. And it's just, it's very tricky. You know, it's very tricky. You have to be a salesman, and I unfortunately am not very good at selling my work, like advertising it and such. I do YouTube, but I mean, I do stupid shit. Let me unfocus this totally so it doesn't like blur out, so you don't see the naked chick. I'm going to work on that head just a little bit, and I'm going to call it maybe about 10 more minutes of work here. Let me take this out. Get the camera back in 1 second. And let's do this. Get kind of a close-up look here of it, so a little bit closer shot. There we go. Actually see what we're doing here. Whoops, shit. There we go. Focus. Ooh, that is a nice focus. Yeah, this is a difficult craft for many different reasons. And jobs are hard, work is hard, but the problem with being a painter is the income part of it, selling your work. Some people will thrive with that stuff. I'm not good at that. Where did I put the, here it is. So sometimes that limits how long I can take. I can take so long on a lot of this stuff. Yeah, this is true, man. Well, maybe not. I'm always skeptical over that because there's a lot of, I was living in Italy, there's a lot of paintings. Zerks knows me pretty well at this point. There are a lot of paintings or painters that weren't well known. Shit. So, let me fix this up, guys. See, different exposures help with, obviously, I'm going to fix this 1 second. Filters, charcoal off, and exposure off. Off. There you go, that's it. This now is, don't ask me how this works. Now this is actually what I'm saying. That's actually pretty close. That's pretty close. Anyway, there's some painters, I mean, that nobody knows, and their work, they're dead, and their work's not worth that much, so it's just how it is. But the way that I function, I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like I know it is. It's not just like I want it. I feel like this is what I'm like. This is my thing. But so like that kind of keeps me going. But and I also really want to like try to overcome those challenges. That's another thing. I do for the most part. Like I'm able to support myself. It's just, you know, it's rough as hell. This type of work. Sometimes that changes. You know, it does change sometimes with this stuff. But the main thing is, I want to do high quality work and get paid for it. And the problem is that a lot of people, especially when you're starting out or whatever, they don't understand the value of what you're doing, so they'll really underprice it, or they'll try to bargain you down. That's a big thing. They bargain down, and they're kind of bargaining down their quality, because I can produce a piece of work that will impress somebody, and they won't know the difference between what I could do and what I have done. I could make something that's incredibly high quality, probably museum quality, museum level type of work. Or I could just do something to impress somebody, and they're not going to know the difference unless you put them side by side. And so sometimes they bargain down thinking they're getting a bargain, but really they're bargaining the quality down because I can't take the time to, I don't give subpar work, but you know, I'll be less likely to spend a lot of time on something that would push it that much further, you know, if they were trying to undercut me. And in people's defense, it's like artists these days, we shot ourselves in the foot because, people do shit work. There's so many bad artists out there, and partially it has to do with laziness, but also like culturally, it's just a lot's been lost in the past, which in fact is kind of being regained now. So like now schools are popping up that teach this type of work, but back in the day, especially when I was in high school and such, this was very rare to find stuff like this. And so, but now it's more prevalent, and you can find this type of work, which is good. This type of training, rather. Of course, I start working on the part that nobody can see. So let's switch the camera. Okay. But so like an exercise like this, when I'm doing this right here, is for practice. And so I'm not necessarily trying to make this like a solid finished product. I'm just not. I'm more of going over areas, over them, and taking mental notes on what I need to work on, and then I'll make these little corrections. Like this type of stuff here, just subtle things like how the nostril turns up and such, and I'll have to redraw it several times until I get it right. And sometimes I get it right, but I don't like the technique I put on, so this kind of comes up like that. It comes down. And so it's practice, and this is how I improve myself, but also remain in practice, right? I'll take notes with things, because this is actually not as proportionate as I normally make my work. And that's kind of a big deal to me. So it's mainly trying to wake my mind up and just get everything working. That's the main thing. At the ear here, I hardly did anything to work on drawings. Like, yeah, right. It's that type of stuff. Like, I kind of left the feet out in this, which I should not have done. Normally I work everything up at once, but I also said to myself, this particular piece, I just need to get myself back into it, so I'm not gonna like spin forever. Now, if I wanted to, I could really work this up quite a bit, and I'll show you a drawing where I did that with. This is a drawing that I actually have done a video on, or I'm doing a video on, but this thing right here, here's one. And this one's worked up way more. It has the feet and everything. It has, the hands and such in it. That one's worked up way more. And I had something I was demonstrating in it, not just like, oh, I finished it right, but that's like form, essentially how to get anatomy, hatch it out. There's some form in the back here, but it's a little bit more generalized as well, but it's in the ballpark. This is kind of more a block-in sketch, but it's a study, right? And so in this, I've practiced, I've gotten a lot of practice with this. I've, still exercising my mind to see the proportions and just root the weaknesses out. And this is how, so this type of work is going to benefit my painting quite a bit. This is like 101, right? So this is 2s right here, except not as traumatizing necessarily. But like this, yeah, y'all can see this right here. The elbow's in the ballpark, but if I want, I can tighten the technique up here. I went with a kind of a hatching technique, just going in one direction, but you'll see I did cross hatches in different directions in this, and that was a choice I decided to go through. But like here, I can go with the form here, or I can go across it. I do a combination of both, which gives it like more solidity and such. But you got to get the value and the shape correct, the light and dark. That right there, I just accidentally made it too sharp, and so bring this down and soften that line that I just made, because otherwise it looks like this value right here. I'm going to soften up just a little bit, transition, just a little. And then in doing so, I lost the form, I lost the shape. So I always pick the dumbest stuff it's a challenge. That's why I like it. So I might end this drawing, like I'm going to end it probably like a minute or two, but like I said, now I have the dexterity in my hand back, and I have my brain engaged, so I can go back into another drawing and really work on it. I can always come back to this later if I want. It doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. This is my model that she models on Fridays with me. No, Thursday evening drawing class, and I have people come in, they draw with me. I'll oftentimes film videos of myself, which I'm actually going to release one tomorrow, which it's not a good video. It's actually very boring, but I'm going to release it anyway. The others I did after are actually better, but it's still a good video, like informationally. It's just I did not make it as entertaining as I normally do, which I don't like. I was debating on whether or not I should release it. But anyway, this is the model that I use. One of them. I have two very good ones. We have several, but two of them are like top tier. This is one of them, and she's going to be in the video actually. She is in the video. So this is how I turn this down for you 1 second. I'm aware of that. There we go. Turn that down. In fact, I hate that song. Anyway, this is it's just the nature of the work. You know, you gotta, with this type of stuff, there's quite a few things that I have not done well with this. Quite a few, and that's okay, right? It's like you know, there are times when I'm like really on point, and there are times when I'm kind of just average, right? And sometimes I suck. It's just how it is, unfortunately. But that was a stupid move. Why did I do that? But I think, see, the figure drawings, specifically figure drawings, are like one of the best things you can do, because it's like they're so precise, and it's something you recognize. You recognize a human. You can't tell, for example, if you're drawing a tree, you can't really tell if a branch is subtly off. But in a human face, they look like a mutant if something's like off a little bit like this, right? And it's recognizable, so the flaws are more apparent. It's also very subtle, a lot of this stuff, so it forces your eye to see the subtlety. It forces you to keep it up, you know, forces you to see the subtlety. And so I'm practicing not just subtlety, this and that, but also the process, right? The drawing process. I'm having to remind myself. It's kind of like taking stock of what you need to work on as well, right? Okay, I'm working well with this, but I'm not doing this good. Right? So. But like this is also a very good mental like exercise, right? It's very good. I would think it's good for your brain. I would think. Maybe not. maybe not, but it's I think there's a lot of benefit to doing stuff like this. This actually comes down. So I'm looking at the light shape here, not just the shadow shapes. This. See, and to be honest with you, this is the type of thing. This drawing, I could work on this another like. If somebody said work on this for a month, I'd say okay, I can do that if you want. Go, man. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. This is not the most opportune moment to watch. I'll see you later, Delark. Thanks for your input in SPM, by the way, man. It does help. I'm trying to figure that stuff out. It's like racking your brain. I'm about to stop anyway, guys. This is it. Let's get this little piece in. Soften this top piece. And then we call it soften, soften. There we go. Give that bump. Up like that. This piece is kind of going down just a little bit. We don't want to overdo it. Cross. It's okay. Guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate y'all. Zerx, I'll be on later tonight. Good luck with your game. Don't do anything stupid. Watch after your team, those animals. And guys, I will see y'all. Thank you so much. Whoosgadiddy out, bitches. Good. Okay. Bye, Coquette, Crockett.